liquidity. We came into that candle there, we filled the imbalance, and we dropped. You've had distribution on the 4 hour, distribution on the 1 hour, or redistribution on the 1 hour, redistribution on the 15 minute, and redistribution on the 2 minute. This here is your strategy. This is perfect price action, guys. And you could do this once a week, 12% gain in your account. Honestly, unbelievable. Could you not technically step off above the imbalance, low loss? Yeah, 100%. So what I would do in this area here, do you mean to make your stop loss tighter, Tian? Steve, we'll sort that out at the end. Yeah, you could easily bring it here, but you just have to understand sometimes, like for here, for example, because my stop loss was above the high, I very nearly got taken out. You know, you could easily get taken out in this area here, and then price could do that anyway. And that's just the risk you have to play. But yeah, if you could easily put it above the imbalance and be up at 20 to 1 by now. But just to be conservative and for the sake of obviously, you know, earning profits consistently and things like that, that's obviously what we're looking to do. But honestly, guys, this here is powerful stuff, and internal liquidity inside that range as well. You know, even if you go onto a 1 minute time frame, if we can find it, let's have a little look inside. You know, again, you can see a bit more of a uglier sort of view, the 2 minute there, but you can see the highs in better views. You know, what else can you do? Let's say you missed that entry and you didn't get in it. Okay, what can I notice here? I can see that's the low. That's the high. We're obviously making our way down. That's distribution inside of our 2 minute area. You can see we've broken structure. Something's happened in here. Now, what I can notice here is we're getting a lot of balanced price action, which means we've not really got massive amounts of imbalance, but we did get this aggressive move down here. So you could have even put an entry right here, just following price down. Price came into the imbalance and dropped. You could have put an entry right here. And the reason I've put it there is simply because we've got a very balanced price action, meaning that we've not really got a lot of imbalances. There's not really a lot of reason to come higher. And because we've distributed on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, the 2 minute, and we're now doing it on the 1 minute, you've got 5 confirmations that price is moving lower. So we can be quite aggressive in our sells, you know. And if you're holding that one, I mean, as of now, that's a 25 to 1 just for holding that one. You know, looking at, you know, following price action down even lower. Look at this price action moving. We've taken liquidity in here, and then we've sold off aggressively. We've left imbalance. That there could be an entry. What's happened right here? Price aggressively sold off. What's it left behind? Imbalance. There's multiple entries in here, even coming in here as well. See what I mean? You know, price for news, that was news yesterday, popped up, fell off again. You could follow this all the way down. The reason we're doing it on the 1 minute at this time is because, you know, we can see price moving. You know, you could follow the 15 minute down now. The reason we're now on smaller time frame territory is because on the 1 hour, we can identify we've got targets to meet. You know, we're looking to try and take this liquidity here. So we want price to take us down. Does that make sense, guys? Any questions at all? And again, guys, the beautiful thing, this is all going to be recorded. So this will all be for you guys to go over and over again. But it's just stunning price action, you know. And like I said on the videos and things like that the other day, what you've also got, where I mentioned, can you, I know because a lot of you, when I asked for your pairs, a lot of you turned around and gave me about 5, 6, 7 pairs. If you focused on just one pair, I mean, let's go back to oil for a second. Look how many trade opportunities you've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just by following it, that's 1 day of price action. You've got 4 trades. Now you would miss that if you were on the 1 minute time frame, watching. If you were watching all of this and then you decided, actually, price is here, I'm going to go over to another time frame. I'm going to go over to another pair. And then by the time you've seen it and gone back, you've missed all of it. Focus on 1 or 2 pairs, guys, because honestly, it's really, really powerful. So let's see what EU has done. So someone asked to show distribution in this area. So what I'll do, I'll break down why I got into this trade here. I think we did it briefly earlier, but basically in this point of interest in here, I was looking for distribution. Now, what we got here, we've got liquidity taken, 15-minute time frame. We can identify that we've taken out external liquidity, and we can go down a time frame. Now we've got imbalance and things like that. Let's measure the trading range. What have we created? We're creating more areas here. Let's highlight that. I'm just going to get rid of this just to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to name that. That's going to be my premium area. Within our premium area, we're looking for areas of distribution. We want to identify certain areas. Again, what are we looking for? We're looking for FU, IC candles, and we're looking for imbalance. So where can we find it? Well, let's get rid of our fibs. Keeping a clean chart is essential. Okay, now I can identify this FU candle right here, huge FU candle, perfect. So I'm going to highlight that. That's the open. Within here as well, I've also got imbalance. It's kind of filling up half and half. It's not really ideal. You want all of the imbalance inside the premium area, but that's okay. But there's our imbalance right here. Prices come right into our candle. You know, in fact, look at this huge amount of imbalance. Yeah, so huge amount of imbalance. We fill it up. Prices come in. Let's go to a smaller time frame and see what we're doing. So price is obviously coming up, What can we notice inside of here as well? What is price building up? Highs here and here. What is this going to induce? In fact, the perfect thing here, this would have taken a lot of people in because people think the wick is a structure break. I don't class the wick as a structure break. I class the body as a structure break. If that body was down here, we could have easily distributed here. But price is coming up, taking out internal liquidity inside our premium level. Internal liquidity right here inside our premium level. Now we're inside our premium level, 1 minute time frame. What's happened? We've distributed right here. Aggressive sell-off. We've come up. That's our institutional candle. It's an institutional candle because it's the last up candle before the down move. Very aggressive entry. I think my stop was a little bit higher, so somewhere up here, because it was I just wanted to give a little bit of room, and I literally just targeted here. The reason my target was on this candle here is because that's the last down candle before the up move, and my worry was that price was just going to do that. So I came in here, and that was a 5% gain on my account. You know, really, really good price action. And I think I did put this in the alerts channel, but not the distribution. I put the area in, and I think some of you got in this as well, which is really good. Now, I wouldn't have held this all the way down simply because, you know, if you'd held it to here, you could have got 6 to 1, hold it to here, 7 to 1. But when you're up 7 to 1, it's very hard emotionally to not to leave it, because when price is coming back up, as you can see, you're back down to a 1 to 1, and you've lost the chance of your 7 to 1. Obviously, if you'd have left it by now, you'd have got loads and loads of gains. But the emotions behind seeing this happen is really, really daunting. When you're down here, this was a 5 to 1. I was in and out. It was a 15-minute trade. That's all I needed. It's, you know, it's important not to be greedy, because in hindsight, you can look at this massive area here and think, oh, wow, that's amazing. But in reality, it's not amazing. It's just price action. Okay, you can easily get in sells and things like that down there. So in terms of what price is doing now, I'm just going to exit the replay. We were looking for price to come back into this level here. So 1 hour price action. We can see here, what have we done? Just about closed below, not very ideal. It's a bit of a horrible range. And obviously I am looking for price to come up. I still think this is a valid area, guys. So if this here gets taken, it's building, in my opinion, internal liquidity. because, and this is on a higher time frame, I see that as internal liquidity now. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that come up. 15-minute time frame, I don't know if we got distribution. So 5-minute time frame, I mean, again, you had a couple of entries in here. We came up, closed above that high, aggressive sell-off. There was imbalance here. This here would have been a nice entry, but we never actually came up and filled it. So there was no entry there. I don't know if we got any other entries in this. So again, if you're an EU trader, you know, that there could have happened, but again, not really a lot. So yeah, EU didn't really give us a distribution. And that's the thing, guys, it's very important to know, actually, you know, this isn't really happening for me, so I'm not going to get in. Okay, can we look for buys to sell on EU? As of now, where are we? So as of now, yeah, I mean, you can, because what we've done is we've closed below this low. So we've taken out this low here. But the important thing to remember, guys, is that you are still on the 1 hour time frame bearish. And 15-minute, if structure is really pretty, if structure looks like that, but to the upside, then yeah, you can get in. But all of this crap that's moving here, as we come into the Asian session as well, I just personally feel like we're just going to do that and then manipulate, and then eventually it will do that. And then, you know, whatever will happen, will happen. So we can technically look for buys up to this area here, but it needs to be clean. The only thing you can do when price action is consolidating in these areas, and like consolidating here on the 15-minute down here, the only thing you can do is go on liquidity draws. So we've got targets here within our 1 hour range. We've got this internal liquidity right here. That's a high. We want price to come higher. That's internal liquidity. So we can identify that as a target because we know price now is going to take this area here. Okay, and you know, even on GU as well, we can see internal liquidity. Just trying to think if there's any more. You know, really nice distribution here today. I mean, I haven't really looked at these pairs, but yeah, guys, it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning price action. You know, on the alert signal earlier, I think I put out that I was looking for price to come into this area and down. We did get a little bit of rejection, but overall now we're just ranging. The indices at the moment are really, really ugly. We need to break out of this horrible area here. Once we break out of this area here, I reckon there will be 2-3 trade ideas coming out every day on the indices. This is my bread and butter stuff. I trade all the time the indices, and I am going to trade a lot more EU as well, because EU has been beautiful with price action as well. So yeah, guys, has anyone got any questions or anything like that they want to ask? Anyone got any queries? And listen, guys, if you're unsure about internal liquidity and external liquidity, just be aware the course that is coming out in the coming days, it's not going to go straight into the charts and things. It's going to talk about, you know, the befores of trading, how to set yourself up properly as a trading business and things like that. But once we get into the nitty-gritty of the charts, internal and external liquidity will be an in-depth topic in that course. So, you know, do not panic right now if your mind is racing with all this internal external stuff, because A, this recording will be back up soon, and B, we're going to go over this again and again and again. It's just going to happen. Okay, and repetitive is the key. Being repetitive is the key, guys, and that's what we're going to make sure we do for you. You know, I'm not going to just talk about this once and then expect you to know it and get it. We will talk about this again. Does price always have to fill in balance? Yes, but it doesn't have to fill it straight away. So, you know, looking at price action here, you know, we saw that we had imbalance right there. Obviously, imbalance is up here, and we filled a little bit of it, and that was on the 17th of November, and we've only just come back on the 15th of December to fill it up completely, but we've filled it. You know, price action works in funny ways sometimes, and the banks will do, you know, what they feel is necessary. I still think this imbalance here is a trap, because I see this here as internal liquidity. Why do I see it as internal liquidity? Because price took this high, external liquidity right here. Inside our trading range, we can identify premium levels. I mean, that's not 50%. It's still liquidity, but it's not 50%. But, you know, right there, I wouldn't be surprised if we take that high right there, internal liquidity, and come up to here somewhere to move down. But this here is a liquidity draw, guys. This is the markets forming opinions. It's inducing a lot of people. Does price have to fit it? How about the low time frame? Yeah, any time frame. The whole this system is working on the whole time frame. You know, like right now, look at this. Imbalance was created. Imbalance was filled. You know, we get in on imbalances and things like that. You know, I was looking for an entry off this imbalance here, didn't quite get one, and it was just ugly price action. Price created imbalance, filled. So this imbalance that's been created here, eventually that'll get filled. Can you please go over the direction? So in terms of what the like overall bias, I mean, that's kind of for another lesson. But right now, you know, looking at this here on S&P, price action wise, it's all about working your way down from the top time frames. Okay, now I did look at where we are now. We are technically bearish, and we're in an area where we could distribute, and we should distribute. Price action, pretty bearish. You know, I think NAS as well, pretty bearish. Daily time frame, again, we're bearish. Now, the idea would be that price action, because this is the high, this is the low. We're in this area here, we've distributed. Now, the only thing that's going to cause this consolidation and fake rejection is the fact that there is another candle right here. So we could reject this area and move higher, but in theory, this should be a trap for price to come to this imbalance and carry on selling off. In theory, it doesn't have to happen, but it should happen. Would you say that entry confirmations would be 1, identify direction, find trading range and daily, identify premium discount levels, 3, yes, drop to lower time frame and wait for break of structure funds? Exactly. So, you know, like the oil thing we did, let's break it down. Right now, let's do it again. Daily area. So this is the daily area. We identify our areas right here. We can see this area here. That there's your point of interest. 4 hour. We can refine our entry to that. We can see that we've obviously got the internal liquidity and things like that. We've taken all that internal liquidity. We're inside our premium level, as you can see. Once we got into that level there, what happened? You know, 1 hour time frame, broke structure to the downside. You could have easily set your alerts to take an entry right here. Price never came up again. You could have set an entry inside the imbalance. Let's say you missed it, not a problem. You had a 15-minute entry here, right there, distribution. The only thing is you would have been extremely close from being stopped out, as we saw on the lower time frames. So let's say you did get stopped out just via spread and being unlucky, you can follow price down, go onto a smaller time frame. You know, we know where our targets are. We know we want price to drop lower. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You know, walk it down. You can see the imbalance right here. There's an entry right there. You know, there's other entries right here. Make sense, guys? I almost need a step 1, step 2, step 3 going, and that's what the course will give you, James. Honestly, the course will break everything down very, very simply, and it will just make sense. You know, the course content is going to be really, it's going to be long because there's kind of a lot I want to show you guys. Actually, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be like a 1,000-hour course or anything ridiculous like that. And it's going to be hopefully engaging and things like that. No, honestly, Lonzo, do not worry about asking questions. I'm here to answer your questions. There's nothing I love more than answering your questions. Even if you guys want to direct message me, you know, send me charts. Honestly, guys, I'm here for you guys. And as I said previously before as well, guys, I'm here to look after you because you guys are almost like the first that have stuck with this, you know, come onto this community. You guys will be looked after. There will be an ebook. Yeah, Danielle. There will be an ebook. It's coming very soon. But honestly, Danielle, the best place you're in now is is here. The ebook will be there for real beginners. I mean, what's your level at the moment, Danielle? Are you kind of beginner at the moment? And I don't call yourself a slow learner. Change your terminology a bit there. You're just learning. You're going to get there, Danielle. You're going to get there. And Danielle, to be honest, I've seen you engaging in the lives on TikTok. I've seen you commit yourself to this course. I've seen you already, jumping on the live sessions and the London session and this session here. You're taking time out of your day now, Danielle, to scale up and make yourself successful. How many of your friends right now are just watching TV when you're sitting here trying to make yourself better? So, all of you guys, you're all here to be the best you can be. And that's the perfect thing. That's what makes you guys special. That's what makes you guys the 1%ers. So confirmations are redistribution, reaccumulation. Yeah, exactly. Let's just draw it over here. So daily time frame. Let's just say we're bullish on a smaller time frame. Coming in. And that's what you want. So that there is going to be your, let's call that your daily time frame. And this area here is going to be your 15-minute time frame. It's as simple as that, guys. Waiting for areas. We're going to use bots on crypto. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you guys there. But yeah, that's what you're looking for. You identify your trading range. Oh, wrong one. Identify your trading range. Identify your discount level within the trading range. And look for areas. Yeah, structure is ugly. And do you know what, Johnson's? This is why S&P has been a nightmare to trade the last couple of days, because that there is just awful. But the only thing that is going to make it work for all of you is time and experience. And you will just know, you'll just get it. The best thing to do is keep things simple. When price is doing this, just stay out of it. Just say, no, not trading this week. What pair would you say is tidy to practice? EU. At the moment, I'm noticing some seriously good trades on Euro USD at the moment. I would focus, if you're a beginner, complete beginner, EU is really, really good. Or another one, when I was learning, I did CHF, this one here, because this is a very honest pair as well. Really, really nice pair to trade. Yeah, you can already see here, look at this, big move to the upside. Let's look at the area. We'll use this here because that's the low, that's the high. The lows and highs are subjective. You can identify this area in here. So this here is our discount area. Just going to label that my discount area. And, we can see price has come in, pushed higher. We can see we've taken out liquidity. So now I'd be looking for all of this as my point of interest. I'd like to see price do that. So yeah, USD CHF, really nice pair to learn to trade on. Just going to add that there. I don't know if we got an entry on the 15-minute. I mean, you actually did get a really nice entry. So, what we can see, price is moving lower. And then you got that break. Bit hard to see, but we broke here. Maybe we see it better on a 5-minute. You can see there, 5-minute break in, off you go. Really, really nice area. You could have easily set yourself in here. So yeah, definitely look at EU. Anything Forex, I would say, the indices is a bit of a difficult one because indices are extremely volatile. But yeah, guys, that really is, the best thing. Have you got any questions or anything like that? Anyone want to know anything? Can you highlight ICFU candles just so not to look for? No, you're fine. So on this candle here, this here is an institutional candle because we didn't take out liquidity. It's the last down candle before price moves higher. Institutional candle because price is down and then up, the last down before the up, didn't take out liquidity. We had some up here. FU candle right here because that candle took out the liquidity. This last down candle before the up move is an institutional candle because it did not take out liquidity. So yeah, guys, honestly, if it doesn't make sense, again, do not worry, because the course will really go into detail on this, and it'll give you stuff to like go by. And I've got like documents as well which you can use, and there's going to be loads and loads of examples and things like that as well. But essentially, IC and FU candles, I wouldn't even worry about the two different terms. Just call them IC candles for now, and just go on your charts and identify the last candle before price dropped in the opposite direction. So the last up candle before the down move and the last down candle before the up move. And just see, you know, where you can identify it on the charts. Don't worry about whether price mitigated into it. Don't worry about whether it's taken liquidity or not. Just identify these areas and just go about and practice. And you'll notice that more often than not, they've actually been mitigated into, you know, as you can see here, price came into it and went down again. So that's something you can definitely do. But again, guys, like I say, the course will explain everything that I'm talking about in more and more detail. The point of these mentorship sessions is for you guys to just kind of ask questions, and, you know, I'll talk about certain topics. So, you know, we've spoken about internal and external liquidity today. Next week, we can talk about directional bias and things like that, and help you guys sort of level up. Could you take entries off the 1 hour instead? 100%, Johnson. You can take entries off the 4 hour. You know, that entry here, right there, that was an entry on the 4 hour. You know, and then the 1 hour time frame, when price came in, you could take your entry off this imbalance right there. That would have been a really nice entry straight off the imbalance. So you can definitely take entries on there. You never have to go to the lower time frames to be successful. You can easily focus on the top time frames. And actually, the top time frames, the higher time frames are actually safer than the smaller time frames, because the smaller time frames are very volatile. And if you work in the day, you can't really trade in the New York session or the London session because you're at work. But what you can do is identify this imbalance. So price drop down here, you can identify this imbalance, and we've reaccumulated from our 4 hour area. So this is a valid entry, as it would be on a 1 minute or a 5 minute. This happened at 10 o'clock in the morning. You could be on a break at work, you could identify it, and you could see the imbalance and set an order. Literally just set an order here, stop above the imbalance or wherever you want to set it, set your orders below, your take profit below, and then it would have gone to 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 hours. 1 o'clock, you'd be in the trade. So you've identified stuff in the morning, you've seen something happen in the afternoon. You could have been triggered in at 1 o'clock on your lunch break, and then by the time it hit 5 o'clock when you're having your dinner, you're suddenly in profit. And then you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, you're suddenly in more profit. You're making money in your sleep. You're literally making money in your sleep. You know, you wake up the next day, the next morning, and you've made loads of money. You know, I would risk 2% on these trades as well, because it's higher time frame, but no more than 2%. You know, because you need to obviously look for gains and compounding and things like that. But again, guys, I'll go over that sort of stuff. But yeah, guys, with that, I think we're going to call it there for tonight. Again, this session has been recorded for you guys, so I will put this in the on the website. If you have got any questions, please make sure you ask them. And guys, I just want to say well done for everyone that joined in tonight. We will go over, you know, I don't think we're going to have time for mindset this week because we started late on, but we'll talk, you know, next week we're going to do mindset. There's a weekly outlook that's going to come out as well. And yeah, we're on, you know, tomorrow's another day, Friday. We'll see if there's any trades. I'll be completely honest though, guys, just while you're here looking at news tomorrow, I'd be very careful. In fact, I probably wouldn't trade tomorrow. I would use tomorrow as a study day. It's Friday. Fridays are typically a bit crap to trade anyway. So I would potentially look to avoid this kind of stuff when you know, NFP and things like that. So, you know, we'll have a look. We'll see if there's anything going on. But, you know, we'll go and get it. We'll go and get it. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great evening or a morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again. We'll speak tomorrow, guys. Well done, guys.